See? We don't even need Jason.
What? No, I don't.
No, we don't need him. Sorry, Jason. You're fired.
Good. That's it.
Welcome. I'm self-producing tonight. That's what we're talking about. So we'll see how smoothly this won't go.
Sure.
Welcome to the Progressive Auto Sales Arena, everybody. I'm David Burrows. My friend Jay Peckham has returned. He's got a voice. Well, you always had a voice.
I did. I always had a voice, but
just wasn't as loud recently.
Well, I was coughing up some things that we're not going to really talk about, and it's but it was an ugly situation for the last 4 or 5 days.
I appreciate that. Well, let's talk about what we are here to talk about tonight.
Sure.
Of course, the Fruit of Rule Pizza are here to take on the Sarnia Sting, and I'm sure we can all agree that the Sarnia Sting have got to be looking for a big W.
Definitely we're 0-5. I mean, that's not a happy number in any way, shape, or form.
No, we don't want to be there.
I think we don't want to be there, and but I mean, we're not without our share of kind of heartbreak this year too, right? I mean, and a lot of our people that guys that we were really counting on are not playing at the moment. I mean, Reese is still out on a 6-game suspension, and McGregor's out, and. We just traded away Grima, but now the big news at the moment is we got Ryan Roth from the Sioux.
Yep.
Dude's a plus 42. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Plus 42. I mean, how do you get to be plus 42?
He was 21 goals and 21 assists last season. He's also, and this is important. This speaks of character. He received from his team last year at their banquet I forget the gentleman's name, but it's a gentleman's award for being a gentlemanly player.
Yeah.
And he had his first career hat trick last season as well. So
I'm excited.
Does that mean anything? We'll see.
Who knows?
I've talked to a few people around here, and they just say, time will tell.
Well,
at the end of the day,
but it's one of those things where you can't make a volcano without a little vinegar, right? You put the catalyst, and all of a sudden things happen, right?
Yeah.
So. Maybe that's what we're looking for in the team. Maybe we're looking for that, sort of stand-up character player that can come in here, clearly knows how to defend, clearly knows how to play both ends of the ice.
Yep.
You don't get to be a plus 42 just by being a goal scorer. You get a plus 42 because you can play both ends of the rink, right? So, I think maybe they're looking for that catalyst player to come in here and shake it up a little bit.
And maybe that's one of the reasons why he's actually going to be on the starting line tonight.
That would be awesome.
So we'll see.
I'm excited.
What comes from that? Yeah.
See, I have friends.
Well. They were waving at me. They weren't waving at you.
They were not waving at you.
They were. That's
of course,
Heather.
If Jake Bury was coming past here earlier, he says to me, he goes, "Is Dave still putting your ugly mug on that thing?" He says, "How's he getting any viewers?" I'm like, I don't know.
Well, Danny couldn't be here, and Jake was busy.
I'm figuring you're paying people to watch.
That's right. I had to do something. No, it'll be interesting to see, and something else we've seen, and we spoke to him last week after a loss against the Guelph Storm. Sam Bitten is a name that keeps coming up.
Yep.
And we saw at the beginning. Again, it was one of those things, what are we going to see? And his name has been showing up even when he wasn't getting the goals. He's been involved.
Yep.
He's been a part of the play.
Yep.
And we spoke to him last week after, and he just said, honestly, obviously not the way we want to start things.
No.
He knew and said very clearly, we knew we had to come out in the first period and start strong.
100%.
We didn't do that.
Nope.
We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Second period seems to be the favorite part of the game for the Sarnia Sting, although I will say second period last time and third period was really strong. They're just a little too late.
Yeah, and you know what? How many times have we said that? You got to play 60 minutes of hockey. You can't come in.
That's right.
And the competition is always fierce in the O. Peterborough's coming into this. They're I want to say they're 4-4, 4-2 or something like that. They're second in their division. So they've had a good start to their season. I think we're going to have to really step up our game, which means that what I'm going to want to see as a fan is I'm going to want to see the Sting coming out, and I want to see first goal. I want to see them, bringing the energy, setting the pace, doing all those things. Let's play Sting hockey.
Right. Well, that being said, now let's, there are several key players, I guess, if you, like you were saying, that we're missing right now.
Yeah, 100%.
But sometimes, maybe blessing in disguise, hear me out on this, maybe that builds character in the other players who don't normally have to step into those positions.
I agree.
Sam Bitton and Anthony Tabak a few weeks ago. We spoke with him. He had the same philosophies. There are some young players out there in the middle of this team and surrounded by the veterans.
Right.
The leadership really has to take a bigger step. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the ones that aren't taking as big, they're having to take that bigger step. Maybe that's going to build some character for this team.
And I guess what I'm hoping in all that, because you're absolutely right, and I think what I like to see in that is
what?
Wait. Oh, sorry. What?
I thought you said I was absolutely right. I just never get that.
No, I don't.
Carry on.
I don't think I said that. At least that's maybe not what I meant. You're
right.
Mostly right. Almost there. Anyway. No, I think when you've got the marquee players, the key players out, if you're a young player, I'm hopefully we're going to see some of these guys looking at that as an opportunity. It's a chance for them to step up. It's just a chance for them to do things that they haven't done before, and maybe show that they deserve to be out there on the ice. Yeah. I love the idea that they play. The best players from the previous game kind of thing end up on the starting lineup. I love that idea because, we get to see who's doing that, who's doing the job.
Earn it?
Let's earn it. Absolutely. And you know what? I mean, this is a game. We're going to need to earn this game. Like, this is not going to be a gimme. Peterborough's a strong team. They got a strong history.
I don't think any of the games, honestly, would have been a gimme at this point for who they played.
And that's another good part is that, we've played some pretty strong teams at the early part of this season. So
the only one that right now that I saw that's even coming close to the struggle that the Sarnia Sting are having at 0-5 is Kingston.
Yeah,
they're like 4 and a tie or overtime or.
You ever been to Kingston? It's a tough gig, man, to play in Kingston.
Like, really? Oh, in the arena? No.
Yeah. No.
You've mentioned
that's the
that
K-Rock
before.
Center. Yeah, it's a tough arena. I mean, there's just.
Why is that?
Well, you know what? There's not a lot of fan support. I mean, that's one of the killer things here is it makes me a bit crazy as a fan when I see, the Sting aren't doing so well, so all of a sudden, the stands are cut in half. There's a lot of empty seats out there, which is unfortunate. But there's still a good, solid base of probably 2,500 people that come here every time, whether the Sting are winning or losing. They're kind of like the Toronto fans, right?
They're there no matter what.
We're here no matter what because just as we love the game, right? So, which is great. But in Kingston, I think it's even worse. I mean, in Kingston, man, I was
what's
there.
What's the population there?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. You're
big
asking.
as Sarnia?
Yeah, probably somewhere in that.
Oh, thank you.
Somewhere in.
Because they weren't going to let me in again.
What's that? Uh-oh.
They weren't going to let me in tonight. I'm just kidding.
Where's mine?
Don't give him one.
Don't give him what?
Don't give him one. No, he's got to earn it yet.
Come on. That's Cindy at the box office. I love Cindy at the box office.
Sure you do. She
She's
gave
awesome.
us our passes. We finally got her. 5 weeks in, we got our media passes. I
there
was
you
just
go.
teasing her saying
nice.
they weren't going to let us in.
But anyway, no. Kingston, I mean, it's probably similar to Sarnia, maybe a little bit bigger. But the truth is that, the last time I was there for a game, man, there was a few hundred people in the stands, and that was about it.
A big part of a team, though, is definitely the fans.
100%.
Having that support. And one of the things I noticed, and I don't know about all the other teams, I'm sure it's kind of a part of their philosophies, but being involved in the community directly as well. We saw them out at Boston Pizza recently. They were out supporting our Sarnia Fire Rescue Group.
100%.
And you always do those kind of things.
And they go out into schools and stuff like that.
They were out in the schools.
100%. The Sting do a great job of supporting our community. Absolutely.
It'll be, it's going to be an interesting game, because we're going back to the beginning of this conversation. We were talking about they need to come out strong. They can't wait for the second and third period.
No. This has got to be a hop right on it, right off the get-go.
And the third period, one of the things I've always observed about hockey, as shortly involved as I have been, third period is the period where there is no room for errors.
No.
You can make some errors in the first period and the second period. You can get away with some stuff. But third period,
you have the advantage of time still.
Right. It's all over in the third period.
No, there's no more time.
You better come back ahead.
Yep.
Or not make any mistakes to hold your position. And, obviously, And I know we talk about this a lot too, but it is important to mention the mindset. Again, young team. Discipline issues in there, perhaps. And also, you're coming from this league and you're coming up to this league. This is a fast, and Anthony Tabak and Sam Bitton both said it in their post-game interviews.
Yeah.
This is a faster-paced game than what a lot of these guys are used to.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a bigger arena. It's there's a whole lot of factors going on there.
Yep.
And being away from home at a young age.
For sure. And you know what? I mean, you're right. It's, again, a lot of things got to come together to put a winning team together, and that's on the coaches, right? So we'll see what happens. I'm really excited to see what Ryan Roth brings to the team.
Yep.
And, over the next week or two and see if we can start – gelling, coming together a little bit, and hopefully we've got some wins in us in the near future.
High expectations from a young fellow like that. Well, young fellow, he's coming in at 19 years of age.
Let's put him out to dry.
Put him out there and
put him out there.
Well, here you go. Sometimes,
absolutely, just
for what you wish for, right?
Go out, score some goals.
Was that anger right there?
No, not at all. Encouragement.
Right.
Encouragement.
Okay. Let's talk about the coaching staff for a moment there. We haven't had a lot of conversations with them first, but, Darian Hatcher obviously brings a lot as great coach.
Yep. He's a good guy, too. I've met him a couple of times. Seems like a really super good guy, yep.
Yep. He's very approachable. Mm-hmm. He's a big man.
Well, for some people.
Try to interview the guy. That's how you do it anyway. Yeah. But seriously, I've been looking over there and seeing some frustration come from that bench.
Clearly.
And there's a few things that I've looked and I've seen going, I can feel your pain there. What do you see coming from that bench?
No, I see the same thing, man. I see, there is from some frustration for sure. And I think, so one of the things that ends up happening when you've got a young team that hasn't quite gelled together, playing together, is you get a little bit of sloppy play.
Right.
And you know what? That's what the referees are going to go after. And after a while, it really does look a little lopsided, and I can absolutely understand the frustration coming from the bench. Now, whether that needs to be directed entirely at the referees or kind of partly, an opportunity to develop his team a little bit better.
Right.
I think there's a little combination there. But certainly it is frustrating when you're spending an awful lot of time in the penalty box, can't score goals from the penalty box.
Right.
And we don't have Franco anymore, so.
Yeah, we miss him, don't we?
We totally do.
Great
well,
fella.
Maybe some of us more than others, but
yeah.
I loved watching Franco. He was a heck of a guy, and especially on the penalty kill.
Always.
I mean, he was always good for a point or two every week or so.
And we seem to sort of still have that the Sting have always had that advantage when they're shorthanded, it seems.
I know.
Is that like an omen or something?
I can't explain it. I wish I had
a good omen,
maybe,
if there's such a thing. Because we've seen that happen again this year, right?
Yeah, well, we're certainly getting an awful lot of opportunity to test out our penalty kill.
We need to get away from that, though.
Yes, we do.
Jake Chersky and I were talking last week, and one of the things that he and I both noticed, and you talked a lot about last season, was we were losing a lot in the corners.
Yep.
We seem to have improved there a little bit.
I think so. Right now, for me, what I'm seeing, just kind of as the fan in the stands who doesn't really necessarily know anything.
You said it.
Well, sure. But I look at it and I'm going, I think where we're losing it right now is the neutral zone. I think we're not getting through it in order to get into the forward zone as well. And we're giving it up too easy in the neutral zone, which is causing a lot of stuff coming back again the other way. So I think, as much as we've improved in the corners, and we've got a bigger team that can play a little rougher in the corners, which is terrific. But I think we're losing it at the blue line right now, and I think that's something that really needs to step up a bit.
And when we're losing it at the blue line, it's making our defense work a little harder than they really need to be.
Yeah,
and let's talk about part of that defense team is Ethan Langevin, who has done very, very well in many different scenarios already this year.
Oh, for sure.
It is certainly not all on him that the Sting are 0-5.
Not even remotely. I mean, there is no way in the world I would ever hang him out to dry. I think Ethan's seeing a lot of pucks. He's seeing a lot of really good, strong chances. I think, he's probably one of the key reasons why, we're not seeing even more goals scored against us. Now, I mean, I know he did have that. We did have one game where they just kind of left him in the whole thing, and they scored 10 goals on us. That's got to be hard on anybody, And but those chances, if you don't have defense in front of you, that's got your front end, then you're going to see a lot of pucks, and that's what's going to happen. Inevitably it's going to go in. So
there you go. Well, let's see.
He's a great player.
Yeah, he's done very well. Glad to have him with the Sarnia Sting.
100%.
He is starting again for them again tonight, so we'll see how many pucks he has to see.
Yeah.
And if your points are that you're mentioning there get changed out there.
Yeah.
On the stage tonight.
We'll see what happens.
Speaking of the stage, you were not here because last Sunday because you were rehearsing.
Sundays are hard because I got rehearsals right now for Christmas Carol, so
right.
It's coming along really, really nicely. I've got a sound designer. It's going to make it all exciting. I had a meeting with my special effects team the other day, so
awesome.
That was terrific. It's going to be awesome. We go off around the end of it. I think we open the 22nd of November at the Imperial Theater, so if you get a chance, get some tickets, come on down.
Go to imperialtheater.net to get those tickets, and I'm hoping to you're directing?
I'm directing it,
yeah. So we won't
great cast.
So don't go see Jay Peckham.
No.
Go see A Christmas Carol.
Go see Jay Peckham's
other
product.
side.
Yeah,
right. There you go.
Exactly.
I look forward to that. Really do. I like Christmas.
Fun. Yeah, it's fun. It's great fun.
It's a nice
good story.
You know what I like about Christmas before we go? So one time a year you can be nice to
it's
people.
It's October, though. You know that, right?
No, I know.
We're not even Halloween yet.
I'm just going to say, listen, I had a really good lead going there.
That's all right, man.
The thing I like about Christmas, I say it every year, it's the one time a year you can be nice to people and they won't accuse you for having a hidden agenda. Why is he being nice to me?
Absolutely.
Oh, it's Christmas.
Right.
So if I'm really super nice to you at Christmas, you'll know why.
100%. We're good.
All right, and Jason is missing tonight, our producer director.
Sure.
So if I'm looking down, I'm not really ignoring him.
No,
it's
okay.
Like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, I do want to give a shout out Dan Vandenberg. Always, hello Dan, nice to see you or have you watching with us. He says, hi Dave, hopefully Sarnia can turn it around.
Yeah.
That's the plan here tonight.
Turning it around is a big piece of this. Yeah.
Let's see if they can turn it around. Dan, thanks for watching, and for all of you who may be watching the replay, please share this around to get some attention around. For when we come back, Jay Peckham will join me for first period and second period intermission. Of course, we'll always have post-game comments from players and coaches as well. And follow along on Twitter. I got some new things happening out there as well. You can follow this guy on Twitter too, but then him, right? Okay. For the show live on location, I'm David Burrows with my friend Jay Peckham.
Go Sting, go!
We'll talk to you soon.